I'm an advanced photo student, and I work in the photo lab as a labbie. To be a labbie, basically I get my own keys, and I have to come in and open up the lab, set up chemicals, and set up all of the equipment. Makes you learn how to be extremely patient. So, like, from buying the film to shooting it, where you can't just click at like 30 shots in like a minute or something like that. You have to like be very cautious of what you shoot. It's always patient. You're never really shooting like something more than once. The process of getting from the start to the finished result extensively like longer than like digital photography. There are all these film companies that make like film and these types of cameras. Like Polaroid went out of business a while ago. Ilford, which is another one of the biggest film makers and stuff like that, they're starting to cut back on like what films they make and things like that. So like a lot of film now is like either made by small companies or like larger companies are cutting it back. Yeah, it's definitely dying. The big thing about it is how costly analog photography can get, because you have to pay for film, you have to pay for paper and chemicals, and so like it's a lot more costly and a lot more of a process. So honestly, anything that really inspires me at the moment, then I'll try to take a shot of it.
I guess it's just kind of like that, or that fine line between fine art and just a regular photo, trying to elevate the content and like image and like composition, etc., etc. So individually, I think just looking at a regular photograph that you could post on Instagram as opposed to like something that's more fine art oriented, you just kind of can spot the difference, I guess. Just from like an artist standpoint, I think there should be a bigger push to keep film photography alive. And I think there's something to like the whole process of like developing your roll of film and then printing it, and then just like that whole process in the darkroom and just like all that work put into just like this one single photograph kind of means more as opposed to like just taking a digital shot. And the title of professional photographer kind of gets blurred, especially with like means to like film and digital, and even in the digital realm, like just who's just taking photos with their digital camera and who's like actually setting up and like capturing moments, you know? At some point the general consumer kind of has to accept like this is something valuable and that I would want to keep this alive in the end. I think it's awesome that we only offer photo or film photography classes. This whole generation coming up, we're so used to like everything being digital, taking photos, like making photos being so accessible. I think nobody really finds the time to, or finds value in taking the time to make a film photograph or film print. Fine art and like artistry is something where invokes like an emotion. So that's like the fine line, and I think film photography is definitely a form of mastery.